Bill seeking to amend the Electoral Act 2022 to make voting compulsory for Nigerians of voting age has passed second reading in the House of Representatives. The proposed legislation was sponsored by the Speaker of the House, Tajuddin Abbas, and Honorable Daniel Ago, leading the debate during plenary on Thursday. Honorable Ago said the bill aims to encourage greater citizen participation in the electoral process, noting that it would address the persistent issue of voter apathy if it scales through legislative scrutiny. Although the bill passed second reading, a member of the People's Democratic Party from Akwa Ibom State, Mark Esset, argued that enacting a law to make voting compulsory is not enough to reform the electoral system. Co-sponsor Daniel Ago emphasized that the bill seeks to address low voter turnouts by making electoral participation a legal obligation rather than a personal choice. He said that a compulsory voting law would boost civic engagement and voter participation, strengthen democracy, improve representation, foster greater political awareness, and reduce vote buying. Supporting the bill, Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu said citizenship comes with civic responsibilities. He cited Australia, where voting is mandatory and failure to vote is considered a crime, resulting in more stable and inclusive governance. However, Awaji Inombek Abiante, a PDP member from Rivers State, disagreed, saying there are no meaningful incentives to justify making voting compulsory. Let's hear from you, Chief Wale, on this part. Although there are fines of 6 months jail imprisonment or 100,000 naira fine for Nigerians that of age of voting who do not adhere to this, what do you make of this decision from the
100 years is age of voting now. Somebody that did 100, it's not age of voting. If it doesn't come up with one, you should pay 100,000. I think, so long as this very law is not necessary.
You said 100 years is
a man of 100 years old. Is there any age that say you cannot vote apart from when you are 80 years and above?
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes.
So a woman of 100 years is at voting age. You compel him to come with a walking stick to come and vote, or you collect 100,000 naira for him. Somebody that is sick in the bed, you compel to come and vote. You see, let me tell you, my sister, you are talking about Australia. I don't know what they compare or what they're talking about. Do they know the economy of Australia? Do they know how to operate? You are telling me that it happened in Australia, and you force me to come and vote. It's a civic right, civic responsibility. It's civic right. I have reasons not to vote. You know what I'm sick? You say you want to make it compulsory. Are you getting what I mean? Have they made education compulsory? Have they made hunger security compulsory? Have they made agriculture compulsory? Look at what has happened in JAMB. You see, when you don't have anything to say, you keep quiet. Yeah, it doesn't come in electoral reform.
So you think that it has actually passed second reading?
Second reading is as good as law. Second reading, isn't it? The next they go to a committee stage and they will come and who says they put the cover and they'll send to Mr. President to endorse. Let's see. Does the vote count? This law will also empower privilege to begin to buy voting. I think you know what I'm saying.
Compulsory votes. I thought that's supposed to be.
Listen, I'm coming. Come and check my brain when they give me money. Say, come and check me. That same law has as good as a law the individual to still voting. Still your right. You will see people who will now go to houses, park money, park vehicles, give you an right to come and vote. It's no longer there is no longer issue of civic rights and responsibilities. To me as a person, that law is neither here nor there. It's not in our interest. That law is intimidating. That law is suppression. That law is anarchy. That law is not proper. It does not exist.
Okay, let's hear from Comrade Onem on this. You've just been laughing since Chief have been speaking. Let's hear from you on this.
When I was scrolling to my phone this morning when you sent me the link and
Sorry,
I'm cold.
I just started laughing because Nigeria, I don't know what has come over the National Assembly, most especially this 10th Assembly. has actually come up. And to me, this law is obsolete, outdated. In fact, this law is inconsequential to me. How will you force someone to come and vote when after voting, his votes or her votes will not be counted? You know what happened in the last general election when they introduced beavers? Hey, without beavers you cannot do this. Without beavers you cannot. In fact, they are coming to take the location of your community first. Then my community was having some crisis, so they had to transfer the voting center to another community. A call came that we cannot vote in that community. But what happened was the beavers used. So what I expected them to have done is to bring up a motion against corruption, electoral malpractice, against those who are saddled with the responsibility of conducting this election, because they promised us free and fair election, but that is not what we saw. So to me, this bill, this motion is nonsense to me. What they should be thinking about is how to raise a bill that will better the lives of the people, and not this. So if I decided not to come out, what will you do?
You get to pay your fine for not voting. Well,
how will you even know?
Well,
I'm okay.
Well,
how will you know? They should tell us how they are going to enforce this.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, what are the possibilities that there? Because I know the president has actually called for a census at some time. You know that the census should be conducted to know the number of people we have. So what's the possibility that this can be accredited properly to know who votes and who doesn't? Because I've heard people say that
a census that has always been manipulated.
I hear people say that they have not voted almost all their lives. So and those of the individuals, and like he mentioned, the 100-year-old grandfather in his house that probably has a voter's card but has never voted, or do not consider it a necessity to vote. How do you know that this grandfather hasn't voted? What are the measures that has been put? I also wanted to find out on that.
What should be asking them? What we should be asking them is, what makes the people to really lose faith in the electoral system? What makes people to really, because their vote are not being counted. What they voted for in the polling unit does not actually reflect what actually happened there. After election, they will just go to somewhere and announce result. So do you expect me to waste my time and begin to come and cast my votes when I know that after voting, they will go there and manipulate? No! So to me, this thing is neither here nor here. They should have a rethink and begin to look at policy, look at law that will better the lives of the people. That is my own. They should look at laws that they can do, they can make, that will alleviate the suffering of the people.
So you do not think this is
our healthcare services are almost there. They are comatose. When you go to some general hospitals, nothing is working. What law have they made in respect to reviving those things? These are areas that they need to really consider, rather than bringing up a bill that has nothing to do with the people. To me, I know that, to me, I feel that with this speaker, I know that something is fishy about this bill.
Something is.
There is something they want to actually get from this bill. Now they want to make it open so that at the end of the day, they will go there and begin to announce any results. You understand? Because they know that people will not come out to vote because they have lost faith and interest in the electoral system of this country. So what they should be looking at is how to revive the electoral system of this country and begin to build in that trust in people that after voting, yes, your vote should count. It should reflect what you did in your polling units. That is what the speaker should be doing. I don't actually get it. Why are they doing this? You are comparing Nigeria to Australia. Can you compare Nigeria to Australia? In what way? In what way? Go to that place, you see how things are working. Almost everything, virtually everything are working. I have friends there who are working there. In fact, your taxes will just be, they will just be everything, even your gas. You won't know. You will just be at home and you. Is it like that in this country? Where are we heading to?
So you do not think this is an act to engage most Nigerians into their civic responsibility?
To me, you cannot. To me, you cannot force me. I will not go out. I will not go out. I'm telling you the truth. To me, I will not go out.
Well,
because I know at the end of the day, it will reflect.
Or let's compare this to 2023 election. That there was massive turnout for the election. How do you, if you say you will not come out to vote, how do you, see that result you actually want to get?
Because I've lost trust now. I have just believed that whatever thing that comes, then we go with it.
Well, you actually want to say something. I can see you itching so much to want to make a statement.
I don't see anything wrong with the Electoral Act already.
Okay.
It's implementation.
Okay.
You don't know begin to amend or consider unbundle part of the Electoral Act. There should be a section where people should be tried for electoral malpractices. Then again too, the electoral tribunal should be completed before somebody is sworn in. Not when somebody is sworn as a governor, you are going to tribunal. What do you expect? He sits on a seat of power. He can do one or two things to scuttle the thing. That's the voter party is what they claim to be controlling. They can't control. It's not possible. There will be protest. Let me tell you, this will there be revolution. That thing can call it, because if you now pass this law, no problem. Implement it is the issue. If the judge decided he can use whatever means, whatever power you have, and you pass it into law, there will be revolution in implementation. Because when you come to collect 100,000, you take me to court now. Because for you to implement that law, you must take me to the justice system, and to be argued. And I don't know how you can make it. There will be protest. People run the streets because of this kind of thing. They are trying to create problem. So they should better let it lie down and look to the other aspect of Electoral Act and bundle it and make it work. Since that date, who have they convicted? They have committed electoral crime. People go around with arms during election, forcing you. They now collect. Do you know to show that some people do not have voters card? Because they went to the house and collect their voter card before now.
They're just like Comrade Onem
that
he will not come out to vote.
So if you want to know even me, to know Nigeria problem is simple. A lot of people are going for this national ID card. It's as good as census. Their national ID card is as good as census. I think I always have one in my pocket. So what is other census? To know how many people in a particular place, if you have your national ID card, is there, unless they don't have your data. So even if you want to know those who are up to the voting age,
okay,
and the ID card can tell you. Voters card makes no sense. To me, you can use national ID card to do your voting. You can use ID card to do your voting. At a count, you open the server, you know how many people in a particular state because of the ID, national ID card you have.
I won't. Well, we do not have time on our side. I just wanted to throw something.
So
there.
this law should
referring back to the 2023 election that was conducted and the whole glitches, like you had mentioned. What's that possibility that when this this passed into law, that we will not experience past incidents that's actually been going on with election and results? Let's hear from you quickly, Comrade Onem.
Take it again.
I said, referring back to 2023 election, the glitches with the beavers and all of that happened, and this compulsory move that has been made for Nigerians to vote. What is the possibility that we will not reoccur or re-experience that same incident that happened?
To me, I have stated it here that I have lost trust in the electoral system of this country. I have lost trust.
And until they reject the system, I don't think we are going to have any good results in 2027 election.
I don't think so.
Because one,
the electoral empire, those who are there, who are handling the chairman of the electoral empire, and those who are heading that, that body, are not sincere.
They are not sincere.
Okay.
So if actually they can be sincere
and be open, not being blindfolded by one political party being in power for 20 years and all of that, you know. And as a result of that, they decided to work with the political party at the center. If they still have that mind, they have that mind, we are not going to experience any change.
All right.
Because as it is, the presidency controls virtually all the body.
Thank you so much, Comrade Onem. We would have actually continued, but we do not have time on our side. Thank you so much for being here, Chief Wale.
Yes,
I really appreciate.
You consider the traffic.
Thank you.
If you make it voting compulsory, there will be more population, there will be more people. The facilities may not carry.
Thank you.
Consider human traffic.
Thank you. We're still open for sponsorship of the program. We're open for adverts, placement, news events, coverage, and commercials. You can still watch it live on our website at www.atlanticnetwork.tv, on Facebook and YouTube, on Atlantic Television Network, on Avo TV platform, on Niger TV, and on Ifastec TV platform. You can connect with us on all our ATN socials by subscribing, like, and share on Facebook and YouTube, on Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, on Atlantic TV Network 1, and on Twitter on Atlantic TV Net. Always peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Open conversation comes so shortly. Do not go away. I am Chidima Wadike. Do have a beautiful day.